Hi, my name is Eric Thorne, and I'm a member of Team 3 in the Spring 2020 Capstone Projects in the IMSE department at Iowa State University. My other team partners are Derek Gushkin, Alexis Pint, and Eric Spar. This semester, we've been working closely with Danfoss Power Solutions here in Ames, Iowa. Danfoss is a world-leading manufacturer of pumps and motors for off-highway vehicles. In the Ames location, there is the central paint and packaging line, which is responsible for painting these units, adding value and tagging them, and packaging to ship off to customers. We've been tasked with the project of improving the throughput of the packaging lines and decreasing the loss of product due to scrap and paint defects. We'll be going more into the details, beginning by talking about the processes that we use to gather data for this project, implementing our methodologies, and the eventual returns that are expected by this project.
The current state of the paint and packaging lines was analyzed in order to identify improvement opportunities. In the paint area, a batch analysis was completed by analyzing the serial numbers of the paint defects occurring. Paint defects were categorized into 7 unique failure modes. Paint defects occurring sequentially under the same failure mode were identified as a batch. Overall, about 40% of all defects analyzed occurred as a part of a batch. In the packaging area, time studies and work samples were completed. Time studies found the following cycle times for each of the 8 packaging lanes. Work sampling found that 51.4% of the packaging operator time is non-value added time. Of this non-value added time, the operator was away from their station 86.5% of the time. Due to a significant amount of operator away time, spaghetti diagrams were performed to track operator movements. Spaghetti diagrams found that operators were away from their station, making trips to the box making machine for a significant amount of time.
After reviewing the current state, there are 3 main recommendations that Team 3 gave to the company to meet their objectives. The first would be to add a water spider. The water spider would be in charge of making boxes, printing and attaching labels, gluing the boxes, and delivering these flattened boxes to their respective lanes. This would eliminate the need for individual lane workers to go and create their own boxes. In turn, this would decrease cycle time by 2.96%. The next recommendation would be to move the step of paint touch-ups from the packaging area to the value add station. By doing so, this would decrease cycle time by 12.08%, and by combining the two, this would increase throughput by 15.05%, meeting the objective of increasing throughput of the packaging area by 10%. The final and third recommendation would be to add a machine vision system directly after the paint robots. This single camera would rotate parts, inspect them, and stop the line if there is a paint defect. By doing so, this would decrease the amount of batch defects and decrease the amount of paint defects by 32.4%, just missing the objective of decreasing the overall paint defects of the CPP line by 40%.
Next, we can look at the economic implications of this project. By offloading the box making process from the packaging operators, we can save 26 hours a week, leading to a 3-year return after costs of $96,000. By balancing the line and moving the paint touch-ups to the value add station, we can save an additional 32 hours per week, leading to a 3-year return after costs of $120,000. Finally, with the implementation of this machine vision system, we can look to prevent 644 defects annually, leading to $486,000 in savings. The costs to implement this machine vision system include the camera itself, lights and part stops necessary to create the station, and of course the time to program the new system. That brings the total costs to $28,000 as shown in this chart, and the total 3-year return to $458,000. Aggregating each of these savings together, we have a full 3-year impact of $675,000. Under ordinary circumstances, our ROI calculations would also include the impact of increased throughput capabilities. However, with the current production system regarding the coronavirus, we are focusing our ROI calculations on just the time savings, as that is more relevant to the current situation. The team would like to thank Danfoss for working with us through this project, and thank you to any viewers who may be watching this.